Hey, what's up, y'all? Um, why, you might ask, am I filming this on my phone instead of the DSLR that I've used for the last few videos? And it's because I'm an entity that thrives on chaos, and I'm also a narcissist, and I can actually see myself in my phone camera. Now, sorry, I tried to do this on my DSLR once, or it's not even my DSLR, the DSLR that I have co-opted, and it didn't work. I'm gonna turn on this. And it didn't look as nice. So I'm filming this on my phone so I can look at myself. And I can actually see and make sure everything's in focus. The downside is, this video won't have Will in it, even though it kind of did last time. But I think otherwise, the quality is going to go up. So this video is a 5-star predictions vid, just because it's something short and brief I can do and get up quickly. And also because I'm trying to read more off of my physical TBR instead of just constantly checking things out from my library and buying new stuff. So 5 of these things are pre-2020 releases that are on my physical TBR that I've had for... Not all of these I've had very long. Some of these I've had for over a year. Some of these I've only had for 6 or so months, but whatever. First, on my physical TBR, is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch, and it is the mass market paperback, but it's still a pretty thick boy. But I think I will like this. Pretty much everything on here is fantasy, which is crazy because I haven't really read that much fantasy this year, but this is the highest of high fantasy I think that's on my list, but it's about thieves and con artists. So it's literally all I know about this book. So if it's a favorite or you know about it, let me know. Hopefully. Oh, it died. Oh, that's sad. I only just noticed that. I wonder if the batteries are dead. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, looking forward to this. The second on my list, ooh, that catches the light nice, is The Bone Witch by Wrench Biko. I'm trying to decide if I should be concerned about the lighting in this video, and I don't think I am. Because if it's any brighter, it just feels too much. But this is another fantasy novel, but I think it's supposed to be a darker fantasy because she's like a witch, but she's like a necromancer. And that's, again, I really don't know much about this book. I picked it up because Melanie from Melt at the Annie talks about it and really likes the series, so I picked it up. But I like witches and I like necromancy, so here for a dark fantasy. Speaking of dark fantasies, Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. This is the one I'm most concerned about, and the one that I will potentially like the least. That's just because in general, I don't really love to read female characters or female leads written by men. But I am on board with female assassins, so you can see where it's, you know. But we'll see. This will probably be I thought about trying to get to this book earlier because I know it was the Paper Cut Book Club pick. But then I saw what the print in this is so tiny. Sorry, not the point. But then I saw that Kat and Cindy. I know for sure Kat didn't love it. I feel like I remember Cindy not really loving it too. I didn't realize it had footnotes. The Terry Pratchett fan in me is intrigued. But anyway, that kind of bumped it down on my list, but I still think if I read it, I think I'll end up really liking it. But it's the one that is like tentative for me. Then there's Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. You don't need me to tell you what this book is about. Yeah, I haven't gotten to it, but I did read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I've got this whole box set. I picked it up when it was on sale at Barnes & Noble. I will get to it. I'm gonna get to it. I literally only added this to my 5-star predictions because I just watched Chandler's video and she ended up really liking it. And I mean, I like Leave Bardugo. I loved Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I liked Ninth House. I didn't love it, but yeah, you don't need me to tell you. Then last of the ones that I've owned physically already, which I've flashed 3 times, Alice Isn't Dead by Joseph Fink, which is one of the guys behind Welcome to Night Vale. I think Alice Isn't Dead is a podcast too, but I don't know for sure, so don't quote me, but I know they were novelizing, got a hair in my mouth, I know they were novelizing Night Vale, which might actually get me back into Night Vale, not gonna lie. But Alice Isn't Dead is queer. It is female, but I don't know if they're both, like, I don't know how female, you know? Like, if they're both lesbians or bi or whatever. It's a female relationship. But this woman, Keisha, her wife, Alice, she thought was dead, like, she'd mourned her and, like, buried her, but then she starts seeing Alice popping up, like, in the news and stuff. Like, she'll see her in photos of, like, tragic events. And so she realizes that Alice isn't dead and, like, becomes a long-haul trekker to find her wife or something. I've had this on my TBR for forever, signed first edition that I found in my bookstore, my used bookstore. And I'm excited about it. I like Night Vale. I like the, like, sort of mysticism of it. I think this is a fantabulism. Like, I think in general they usually write, Joseph Fink usually writes fantabulist sort of stories. So I'm excited. Ooh. I said this is the end of my physical TBR, but that's not true. Because when I first filmed this, it was. But of the 2020 releases, I think are going to be 5 stars. I just got this one in. I think this cover is gorgeous. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I always want to call it the Southern Gothics. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix is the newest Grady Hendrix. I'm extremely excited about this. It's about this, like, 80s, like, it's set in the 80s, but this book club who suspect that their newest neighbor who's just moved in, at first they think he's a serial killer because they're, like, a true crime book club, but then they realize he's a vampire. I haven't read Horror Store, and I haven't read whatever Grady Hendrix's newest one is, but I loved My Best Friend's Exorcism. Really loved it, so I'm really excited about this one, and I think the cover is gorgeous. So then for the rest of the 2020 releases, which I'll put over here since my light went out, I am extremely excited about Mexican Gothic by an author who I have written down. Hold on, I don't remember her name. Sylvia Moreno Garcia. It's another one with a gorgeous cover. I don't love haunted house stories, but I think this one is going to be it for me. The vibes of the description, like, really just, I'm like, ooh, that sounds like it. That sounds like the one. If I'm gonna like a haunted house story, let's hope this one is it. Because I didn't love The Haunting of Hill House. I didn't love the Supernatural Enhancements, which is crazy because I've loved every other Edgar Quintero book. But I'm thinking Mexican Gothic's gonna be it for me. Because it's got, like, it just looks like it's gonna be it. It just, like, the cover alone, it's like, it's gonna be it. Then, also on my list, Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Bachardust. Don't think I pronounced that right, and I'm sorry. But it's a female fantasy retelling, but I think it's a dark fairy tale retelling. Because it's like the princess is poisonous, and, like, if you touch her, and then, like, she's gonna decide how she's gonna use her powers, and I think she's gonna use them for evil, which I'm here for. Let's see. The only graphic novel I have on my list, not the only graphic novel I'm looking forward to, but the only one I'm pretty sure I'll give 5 stars, is the newest Adventure Zone arc, which is Petals to the Metal. Love the podcast, so I already know what the plot's gonna be. And I like the Petals to the Metal arc. I'm interested to see what, like, because this is the last arc that's kind of, like, goofy and not totally tied to the overarching plot of the podcast, so this is the only one I really see them having to have made major changes to. But I love the B plot of this. Also, it's got, like, drag racing, like cars, not like RuPaul, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I love the B plot, like the Sloane Hurley. Like, I love it. The art's always gorgeous too. So I'm really excited for that to come out. I've already got it pre-ordered, which is also the only other thing on here that I've got pre-ordered so far. I need to pre-order the rest of them. And then last on my list, and it's also the last to come out this year, is the Invisible. Is it Invisible? It's Addie LaRue, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I think. The new V.E. Schwab, which it's because it's the newest V.E. Schwab, but also because it definitely feels like it's got. I haven't finished the Magic trilogy, but I love Vicious and Vengeful, and this definitely feels like it's going to have Vicious and Vengeful vibes. Plus, any deal with the devil is going to be it for me. But the fact that she said that this is the most, like, if this is the closest to a romance, like, book that she's ever written and is gonna write. And honestly, I think Vicious and Vengeful do kind of have a romance, like, romance with a capital R, like, Wuthering Heights kind of romance vibes. So if this is going to actually be closer to something like romance, I'm kind of here for it. Plus, like, Faustian deals, immortality. What more can you ask for? Because I really think she'll touch into the darkness of it all, which super looking forward to. But yeah, so that was the 10 books that for my 5-star predictions. I don't know why I flashed my nails because they're like falling to pieces. I think I need to get to it. I'm hoping I can finish all this out by the end of 2020, but since it's April, that might be a little ambitious. I got this idea from Lala of Books and Lala. No, she's not the only person who's done a 5-star predictions video, but she's the one who I usually watch, or one of the ones I usually watch. And I know she usually gets hers done in like a calendar year, like a full year, like from prediction video to prediction video. But since I don't really have anything else to do, especially at the end of May, but to read, hopefully I can get the follow-up to this out sooner rather than later. Obviously, I'm limited by when the books in 2020 come out, but at least my physical TBR I can get to sooner rather than later. Hopefully, assuming I don't procrastinate. But yeah, that is all I've got to say. Oh, if you're watching this, earlier this week I did a collaboration video with a friend of mine, Kaylin. Her channel is Kaylin K, where we discussed Twilight and whether it was good or bad, and we had a little debate about that, and that's over at her channel. I'll put a link in the cards, assuming it hasn't already flashed already, and a link down in the description if you want to check that out and see what we thought about it and hear our thoughts about Twilight, because it's not 2020. But that really is all I've got for you. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've talked about that are from my past TBR. I'm assuming most of you read the Grisha trilogy. And let me know what you thought about them and if you think I'll give them 5 stars or not. And yeah, that's all I got. For real this time. For real, that's all I got. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.